Hello everybody, namaskaram to all the beautiful people out there. You guys are doing amazingly well. Welcome back to our channel English with Ashish. And guys, in this lesson, I'm going to help you master simple past tense, which by the way is also known as past indefinite tense. Guys, simple past tense, according to me, is the most used tense we have in English, right? We use it all the time. And a lot of people use it incorrectly as well. Now, why am I saying that? You will figure that out going forward in this lesson. So without wasting any time, let's do it. I'm excited, super excited. I know you guys are too. Let's do it. So let's understand, when do we have to use simple past tense? Very simple, guys. Simple past tense, also known as the past indefinite tense, as I just told you, is used to talk about actions that occurred, that happened in the past. We're talking about actions that occurred in the past. In the past, at a specific time, at a particular time. Two things to note down here. Number one, we are talking about actions that have already happened, that happened in the past, right? Number two, we are also talking about the time of these actions, talking about the time when these actions occurred, happened in the past. Now, always remember this. The time of the action, if not already understood, the time of the action needs to be mentioned, as this is an important facet of simple past tense. Let me make it very simple for you to understand this. If the person you're talking to or writing to, basically if the person you're communicating with already knows the time of the action, the person is just interested in what happened there, right? Do not mention the time, do not use the past time marker. If the person already knows the time, right? But if the person does not have any clue about the time of the action, does not know it, in that case, in that scenario, you have to mention the time. You gotta do it. Understood? Okay. Now you can have a look at this visual representation of simple past tense. Past, present, future, right? And simple past tense, we're talking about actions occurred in the past, at a particular point of time, at a specific time, right? Now we'll look at some examples and understand this. It is very simple, guys. All right. Now before we look at the examples, let's look at the structures. We're not going to focus a lot on the structures. We'll simply understand how to form sentences here, and then we'll come to examples. Okay. Affirmative sentences, positive sentences. This is the structure. Very simple. Subject followed by second form of a verb followed by object or modifier, which is optional, followed by the past time marker if the person does not know the time of the action. All right. Now, this is very simple. Whatever the subject is, subject followed by the second form of a verb, past form. Now, for you to make a sentence in simple past tense, a positive sentence, you must know the second form of verbs. You must know this, right? Very simple. Whatever the subject is, you are going to follow this structure. If the time is already understood, do not use the past time marker. Negative, subject did not followed by the first form of a verb. First form of a verb. In negative and interrogative sentences, we use the first form of a verb. Only in positive sentences, affirmative sentences, we use the second form of a verb. That's something you have to remember. You don't have to remember it. If you just look at some examples and you use them, you make your own examples, you'll be able to use it without being conscious of the rules. Okay. Negative, subject did not, V1. Okay. Whatever the subject is, subject followed by did not followed by the first form of a verb. Interrogative, WH family words like where, when, how, if you want to use them in the beginning, all right, followed by did, followed by the subject, followed by V1, followed by object modifier, followed by this question mark. Simple. Now let's look at these examples. Very simple. She proposed me last night. She proposed me last night. Something happened in the past. What happened? She proposed me. Now the question is, when did this action happen in the past? Something happened. She proposed me. This action took place in the past. When it happened? Last night. Last night is the past time marker. It is talking about the time when this action took place in the past. Simple. I woke up at 5 a.m. I did something. I woke up, and when I did it at 5 a.m., this is the exact point of time when this action took place. I woke up at 5 a.m. All right. Jim died in a car accident last year. Something happened. What happened? Jim died in a car accident. Jim followed by the second form of a verb. She followed by the second form of a verb. She proposed. I proposed. You proposed. We proposed. Whatever the subject is, second form of a verb. I woke up. She woke up. He woke up. You woke up. We woke up. They woke up. Whatever. Jim died, I died, you died, he died. Jim died in a car accident. When it happened? Last year. Last year is the past time marker. It is talking about the time when this action took place in the past, right? If you already know the time, you just want to know what happened last year, then I'll simply say Jim died in a car accident. Simple. Fourth example. We went to see him yesterday. Something happened in the past. What happened? We, subject, went to see him. Went, go, went. We went to see him when? Yesterday. Yesterday is the past time marker. I'm talking about something that happened in the past, and I'm also talking about the time of the action, because it is important to talk about the time of the action. You do not know when it happened, and it is essential for me to talk about it, right? If you already knew the time of the action, I wouldn't use it. He said a lot of mean things to me in that meeting. He said a lot of mean things to me in that meeting. He, subject, said, second form of the verb, say, said. He said what? A lot of mean things to me. Where? In that meeting. Okay, here we have not used the past time marker. We are not talking about the time of the action. Why? Because the person I'm talking to, the person who's listening to me, already knows the time. Something happened yesterday in a meeting. The person just wants to know what happened. The person is interested in the action. He or she already knows the time of the action. The person is just interested in what happened, right? And that's why, that is exactly why we are not using the past time marker. Guys, it's very, very important, right? You just cannot ignore it. A lot of people just do not use the past time marker even when it is important to do that. If the person already knows the time, it's all right. Not a big deal. But if that is not the case, it is important to do so. Okay, next, we did not say anything to him. He looked out of his mind. We did not say, negative sentence, right? We can also talk about something that did not happen in the past, right? Something happened, something did not happen. We, subject, did not say the verb phrase. We did not say anything. He did not say anything. She did not say anything. Whatever the subject is, this is the structure, and it's going to be the same. All right, we did not say anything to him. He looked out of his mind. He looked out of his mind. Looks, looked, second form. All right, again, we're not talking about the time of the action, because the person I'm talking to already knows the time. The person is just interested in what happened, right? The person has the event in his or her mind. The person knows the exact event. The person just wants to know the details, what happened, right? So I'm just talking about that. We did not say anything to him. He looked out of his mind. Simple. Next, why did you call me yesterday? Why did you call me yesterday? There has to be a question mark, which is missing. Okay, why did you call me yesterday? I'm asking about something that happened in the past. I got a call in the past at a particular time, which is yesterday. Not a very specific time, but yeah, a particular time. Why did you call me yesterday? I'm asking about the reason why it happened, right? Why did you call me yesterday? If I just wanted to know whether the action took place or not, if I just wanted to confirm it, I would simply start the sentence with the auxiliary verb did. Did you call me yesterday? And the answer would simply be in simple yes or no. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Right? If I simply wanted to confirm the action, I would simply start the sentence with the auxiliary verb. But if you want to know the reason, obviously you're going to start the sentence with why. Okay? Okay. Now I'm going to show you more examples, negative and interrogative sentences. You already know the structure. Let's look at more examples. Okay? She did not call me last night. She did not call me last night. Something that did not happen. You're saying she called you last night, and I'm pretty sure it didn't happen. I'm saying she did not call me last night. Okay, something didn't happen in the past. What time? Last night. She did not call me. He did not call me. You did not call me. Subject can be anything. All right. I did not wake up early today. I'm talking about something that didn't happen in the past. I didn't wake up early today. Did not becomes didn't when you merge it, right? Did not, didn't, which is more common. Okay. When did you call me yesterday? I'm asking about the time when this action happened. If I simply wanted to know whether it happened or not, I would start the sentence with did. Did you call me last night? Did you call me yesterday? No. But I want to know the time, so I'll start the sentence with when. When did you call me yesterday? How did you call me yesterday? Where did you call me yesterday? Right? Very simple. Next, where did you keep the money? Where did you keep the money? Where did the action happen in the past? Where did you keep the money? You kept the money, right? Somewhere. I know the time when you did it. I just want to know where it happened. Where did you keep the money? How did you keep the money? When did you keep the money? If I wanted to know about the time, I would start the sentence with when. When did you keep the money? Okay. How did you pass the exam? Again, I'm talking about something that happened in the past and I want to know how it happened. How did you pass the exam? Why did you not propose her a month ago? Why did you not do something? Why did you not propose her a month ago? If you want to form an interrogative negative sentence, just use not after the subject, you not. Why did you not propose? Why did she not propose? Why did Rahul not propose? Right? Whatever the subject is after the subject, you're going to use not and form an interrogative negative sentence. Right? And if you want to use ago, it's always going to come after the time. A month ago, a year ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 days ago. Right? Getting the point? Simple. Okay. Now, important thing, you can also talk about a certain state of a person using the following structure. If you want to talk about the state a person was in the past, you can use this structure and talk about it. Subject followed by was or were, followed by adjective or a prepositional phrase, followed by the past time marker. You know when you have to use it and when not, you have to use it. You already know this, right? Now, how to use was and were. Was is used with a singular subject, I, he, she, it, and all the singular noun names. I was, he was, she was, it was, Rahul was, Max was, my mama was, my father was, right? Singular. Were is used with a plural subject. You were, we were, they were, and all the plural noun names. My friends were, my parents were, the doctors, the teachers, right? Were with a plural subject. Examples. He was scared last night. We are talking about the state this person was in the past. He was in a particular state. What is that? Scared. He was scared last night. He is a singular subject and that's why we are using was. He was, she was, it was, Rahul was, Max was. He was scared when? Last night. Right? It's important to talk about it because the person I'm talking to does not know the time. I was extremely poor 2 years ago and the reality is I still am. Just kidding. Okay. With I we use was. I was in a certain state of being. What is that? Extremely poor. This is an adjective phrase. Extremely poor. I was extremely poor and I'm also talking about the time when I was in this state 2 years ago. I was extremely poor 2 years ago. You were not excited about the party yesterday. I'm talking about a state of being. You were not in the past. You weren't excited, were not excited about the party yesterday. I was in Japan last year. I was in Japan. This is a prepositional phrase, right? I was in Japan last year, right? So you can also talk about a state of a person in the past. Okay, now let's look at more usages of simple past tense. That's not it. We have more usages of simple past tense. Okay. A series of completed actions. When you want to talk about actions that happened in the past, one after another, in a series, right? One after another. And the time gap is very, very thin, right? The time gap is very minimal. You can use simple past tense and just talk about them, right? Look at these examples. Last night, he walked into my room, woke me up and took me somewhere with him, right? So in the beginning of the sentence, we are talking about the time of the action, right? Last night. All these things happened last night. First thing, he walked into my room. He, second form of the verb, walked. He walked into my room. This is the very first action that happened. He walked into my room. Then he woke me up. The subject is he, all right? He woke me up and took me somewhere with him. 3 actions took place in the past last night. He walked into my room, woke me up after some time, maybe after some minutes. I don't know. We don't know the time, but the time gap must not be huge, okay? He walked into my room, woke me up and took me somewhere with him. We're talking about a series of actions that happened in the past and we already know the time when it happened. That is last night, okay? We checked into the hotel, got into a room, had breakfast and went shopping. Oh my God, a lot of things happened. We do not know the time here, right? We are not interested in the time or maybe we already know the time, okay? Very first thing happened, we checked into the hotel. We checked into the hotel, right? Got into a room. Second thing, had breakfast and went shopping. 4 things happened in the past and the time gap is very minimal, right? These actions happened one after another, a series of completed actions, right? Okay, number two, repeated actions. Things that were habits, right? Things we used to repeat in the past over and over again. Okay, examples: we never attended his class, we always bunked it. We never attended his class. This is something we used to do. We never attended his class, we always bunked it. John worked at a hotel after school. This is what John did in the past. He worked at a hotel after school. I played cricket when I was in college. This is something I did when I was in college. So you at least spend 2 years or 3 years in college, right? So when I was in college, I did this action. I played cricket over and over again. It's not like that I just played cricket for once and I never played it. No. In my college time, I did this over and over again. I played cricket, right? You can also use used to and talk about the habits or talk about the things you used to do in the past. We never used to attend his class, we used to bunk it, or we always bunked it. John used to work at a hotel after school. I used to play cricket when I was in college. You can also do that. Okay, that's second way to use simple past. Third is storytelling. This is very exciting and that's how we use it all the time. Interesting. Okay, so when you want to narrate what happened in the past and it's an entire incident, you use simple past tense and talk about it. For example, somebody wants to know what happened in the interview. You went for an interview and somebody wants to know what happened. So you'll say, I went there, I reached there at 8 a.m., right? I waited for, let's say, 30 minutes and I got my turn after that. I got into the room, I greeted everybody. The interviewers were very nice. They asked me a couple of good questions and I answered them very politely, very smartly. And finally, I got selected. So I'm using simple past tense to talk about what happened in the past, right? One more example, let's say you went somewhere, right, on the weekend and you come back and I want to know what happened. What did you do on your weekend? So I'm asking you, hey, how did you spend your weekend? So you'll say, it was really cool. I woke up in the morning at 5, we went to a beach, we spent some time over there, we played football. After that, we went to a hotel, we did some crazy stuff, and we partied a lot, and blah, 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 right? So I'm using simple past tense to talk about what happened in the past, right? That's how you narrate a story. So this is also how you use simple past tense, right? Now, common mistakes that we make here. Number one, did not followed by the second form of verb. A lot of students, beginners, make this mistake, right? Did not is followed by the first form of a verb, not the second form. I did not went there yesterday. She did not propose to me. Incorrect. I did not go there yesterday, right? Did not followed by first form of a verb. I did not go there. She did not propose me, not proposed. In negative and interrogative sentences, we use the first form of verb. Only in positive sentences, we use the second form of a verb, right? Second, has, have followed by V3 followed by the past time markers. So when we use has or have followed by the third form, basically perfect tense, we cannot use the past time marker. We cannot talk about the time of the action in perfect tenses. We simply cannot do it. But I've seen people do it. That's incorrect. I've gone there yesterday. Incorrect. This is present perfect tense and you cannot talk about the time of the action in present perfect tense. Here the completion of the action is important, not the time when it happened. So you'll simply say I have gone there, right? Or I went there yesterday if you want to talk about the time as well. She has been there a week ago. You cannot talk about the time. She has been there or she went there a week ago. Got the point? So these are some common mistakes that some people make. Make sure you do not make these mistakes. All right. So now we've come to the end of the video. That's all about simple past tense, guys. I hope it was fun. It was easy. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to use it correctly from now. Okay. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And if you liked the video, give it a like. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You can check out my article on this post. I'll give you the link in the description as well. And I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. I'm out. Namaskar.